afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Know Before You Go call for 2026 NAWBO Days. I'm Lori Lemon. I am Director of Events at NAWBO National and part of the HQ team. And we're thrilled that you could join us today. With me is Christina Jorgensen, our VP of Communications, and Melanie Dunlop, who you probably see a lot of or hear a lot from, our Director of Membership and Volunteer Support. And then we also have Michelle Uber, who we're thrilled to say is coming to NAWBO Days for the first time from Columbus, Ohio. And what is your business, Michelle?
Business is Quick Stitch Plus. We provide managed apparel programs for companies, and we do the embroidery, screen printing, and digital printing in-house to be able to offer quicker service and a higher quality product.
Fabulous. Welcome. We are so glad you could join us today, and we're looking forward to seeing you in DC. And Nadine, I'm putting you on the spot, but you just joined as we were getting started with the call. If you want to, if you can come off mute, please tell us, obviously we have your name, but where you are, what chapter, if you're a member, and what your business is.
Sure. I'm in transition, so I'm not on camera right now.
No worries.
But I am Nadine Mullings Murray. I'm from the South Florida NAWBO chapter. I am a member, and my business is a marketing and media agency.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome. Well, we're thrilled that you're here. Again, we think there should be others joining us, but if not, we always know it's a challenge to get everybody together. So we record these so that Christina, part of our team, can share it with everyone. And so everyone can watch it one way or another. Can you all see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, then I'll just keep it going exactly like this. Just trying to see if I can see everybody. So, okay. Well, obviously we're talking about NAWBO Days 2026, May 31st through June 2nd in Washington, D.C. And we're obviously very excited for this upcoming event. And how we describe the event, 3 unforgettable days of connection, celebration, leadership, and advocacy, all in our nation's capital. Again, this is one of our iconic events. It's been called everything from Public Policy Days to Advocacy Days to now NAWBO Days. And it incorporates a lot of different things. Now, again, NAWBO Days now because there's more than just advocacy, although that is obviously really our critical function there and a key objective and goal of NAWBOs. So what I'm going to go through is just a few slides of sort of tips and reminders, topics to discuss, just hopefully to make everybody feel more comfortable. If you've been to the event before, some of this is probably old hat. If you haven't, hopefully you'll learn a little something new, and then we'll take any questions that you might have. And again, I'll be glad to turn it over to Christina and to Melanie to chime in as well, please, anytime, and help me monitor if there are any chats that pop up. Okay, so we're going to be in Washington, D.C. Again, this event is always held in Washington, D.C. because that's really where we need to be to really talk with our legislators and put forth our bipartisan agenda. This is a new hotel for us this year, the Eaton DC. I think it's actually not even been open 10 years. It's a very new hotel, which I love. The location's good on K Street, so we're not too far from the Capitol, but we're in the heart of the district, but it's a real nice area. It's not a huge hotel either, which I think is also great. So we can kind of take over a good part of the hotel and enjoy it. And another nice thing about it being newer is it's a little more high tech and kind of a little more minimalistic. But I think you'll enjoy it. So hopefully you already have your accommodations. Our room block is sold out there, and the hotel is close to being sold out. But we do have some other options that you can consider if you go to our website and click on the link to look at rooms. But hopefully you are all set with your accommodations. In terms of where it's located, again, hopefully you are booked into Reagan National Airport. That is the closest airport to the hotel and to the district, about 5 miles away. So it's a very easy ride. Of course, there's, often traffic, but there's taxis, Uber, Lyft, etc. If you are coming into Washington Dulles, realize that that is much further. That is out in the suburbs, and it's about 28 miles away from the hotel. So if you were taking a taxi or an Uber, it's going to be a lot longer and more expensive ride. DC does have a wonderful metro system. I'm a huge fan. I take it from Reagan National to the hotel and all over, but you can easily get the metro if you want to, the train, to go from Dulles down into the district to get to the hotel if that's what you'd like to do. But again, it's definitely further if you're flying into Dulles, and hopefully most people are flying into Reagan National, because that is the easiest way and the quickest way to get to the hotel. Okay, an overview, a little bit of the events from the logistics standpoint. So the first 2 days, that's Sunday, May 31st, and Monday, June 1st, those are all in the Eaton DC. They're all in our hotel. That is sort of our host hotel, if you will. And we are in their main ballroom. It's called the Beverly Snow Room, and it's on the second floor of the hotel. So very, very, very easy to find. We will have registration open, which is really just name badge pickup. It's pretty simple. And that will be open on Sunday and Monday from 7:30 to 9:30 in the morning. It is, if you come to the second floor, literally you'll almost bump into the tables. We'll have 2 tables right outside the elevators or at the top of the steps if you come up from the lobby level. If you are someone who has a guest coming for just the award celebration, or potentially someone who's just coming to Advocacy Day and they chose that ticket for Tuesday, June 2nd, we will have badges for them, and we will set them out prior to both of those events. Okay, but otherwise come by Sunday morning, Monday morning, get your name badge, and we will have some little goodies in some conference bags, but they will most likely be in the ballroom itself. One note I want to make, tease a little bit maybe, is that you can donate to win a couple of great raffle items. One in particular I wanted to mention, Bank of America, who is our amazing leader onboarding sponsor and sponsor of the Women Business Owner of the Year and the panel that you'll hear from at the event. They often have gotten us wonderful Tory Burch bags. And excuse me, this one is a Black Fleming crossbody bag, and the retail is $375. So there'll be more details coming your way, but consider donating to the NAWBO Institute. It's not only an excellent cause for entrepreneurial education, but also gets you entered to possibly win this wonderful bag. Okay, I'm going to go through the agenda. The agenda is online on our website at nawbo.org under events. You can certainly look at it there. And when you get to the event, there will be a sheet of QR codes, and you'll be able to link to a PDF of it too and follow along. But just to give you the lay of the land about this event, Sunday, May 31st is when it kicks off. The only event that is not in the Beverly Snow Room is one session that is for our NAWBO Circle members and our Legacy Lifetime members. They have an early session in the Crystal Room from 8 to 9 in the morning. Otherwise, if you are a chapter leader, a member, and of course, everyone's welcome, Beverly Snow, the event there will be leader onboarding. That'll go from 8:30 in the morning throughout the day until 4 p.m. on Sunday. We will provide some coffee and tea in the morning, but we are starting early because so many chapter leaders have requested and asked Melanie and others to spend more time training them and letting them connect as chapter leaders. So we're starting early. We'll have some coffee and tea, but if you want some breakfast, please get up a little earlier and get something yourself, because we won't be starting with breakfast. We'll have coffee and tea. We're going to have an excellent lunch, though. So hopefully, even if you're not coming to leader onboarding, I hope you'll join us for lunch, because we are going to install our NAWBO National Board and our NAWBO Institute Board. And that's just a real special thing. So we do hope you'll join us for that part of the day. Again, chapter leaders will have a morning session, and then we'll do the lunch, and then they'll have an afternoon session, all in Beverly Snow, and that will end at 4 o'clock. Then we're going to give you just a little bit of time, not much, but to either go change or at least relax for a few minutes, or join us if you haven't already joined the event. 5 to about 7:30, we're going to have a really fun awards celebration. As I mentioned, Bank of America is our partner and our sponsor of the Women Business Owner of the Year. We have an amazing panel of the top 3 finalists. We were just talking to these ladies today. It's going to be awesome. And so we will have a cocktail hour, if you will. And so there'll be some beverages available. And then we will have food. We will have some pretty significant food available for you to get. And then you'll come into the Beverly Snow room, and we'll have a program of the panel. And then we'll give a couple of other awards, the Susan Hager Award and the Jillian Rudd Award. And then finally, the sort of biggest point of the evening, we will have Jill Calabrese-Bain from Bank of America announce who is the Woman Business Owner of 2026. So that's what Sunday's all about. Monday, another full day. This day will be run from about 8 to 5. Again, Beverly Snow room. We will start with breakfast, and then we will have our annual meeting. So you will hear from the national leaders and a little bit more about the priorities of the coming year, and some other things that we like, the treasurer's report and other information that is provided in the annual meeting. And that is sponsored by Wells Fargo. And we will also then have some afternoon sessions. They support our pillars, our 3 key pillars of advocacy, education, and leadership. In this case, they are all in the same room. We are not doing separate breakout rooms, so you'll be able to settle in Beverly Snow, and that's really where we will spend the day. And the afternoon sessions are really fantastic. We've got some great panels and speakers for you there. So you'll be done at 5 and on your own on Monday evening the 1st, and then Tuesday. Note that we're starting early, a little bit earlier than we have in past years. Advocacy Day, our buses are leaving the hotel at 7:30 in the morning. So we're packing more into this day, but I think it's going to be fantastic. We will start with our iconic picture on the steps of the Capitol. So if you look at our website next year, you can see yourself in the photo. And then we will take a short walk over to the Hart Senate office building. We'll be there from about 9 to 1. There is a light breakfast there and some morning sessions and briefings by legislators, which is great because people come to us. And so we can hear from the various legislators and congressmen and women. And that'll be followed by a lunch panel, which will really conclude sort of the formal part of the day. But I think many people have opted in for the group meetings, and our colleagues are coordinating those so that those who have already signed up for that will be contacted separately. And you'll be able to go off and meet with either staffers or congressmen and women about our NAWBO bipartisan agenda. And that'll be on the Tuesday afternoon. Note that we do not have any return bus transportation, so we're getting you to Capitol Hill. Some people may choose to, go on and do other things from there or head back to the airport. You may want to consider checking out of the hotel early, maybe that, leaving your luggage there if that works, depending on when you're leaving the district. So that's the basic overview of the event. question that always comes up is attire. The conference is business casual, but for the awards celebration, it would be, if you want to get a little more dressed up, something festive or cocktail attire. But you certainly will see anything and everything because a lot of the chapter leaders will have a pretty packed day and not a lot of time. So, feel free to come in what you're comfortable in, but it would be great, we'll be festive and enjoy the evening together. On Advocacy Day, note that often in past years it's been warm and we have a bit of a walk from the bus. They can't get us right to the steps of the Capitol. So there's a little bit of walking there. And then there's a bit of a walk over to the Hart Senate office building. So please, consider comfortable shoes. You might also consider purple, by the way. We're bipartisan, maybe not red and maybe not blue, we're purple together. So you could consider something like that. And we can show our bipartisan nature. In terms of how to make the most of the event, definitely want to mention a couple of things. Our goal is certainly to make you comfortable, safe, and provide a very enjoyable event. Please note that we are open to any special accommodations you might need. So if there is anything, I'm the one to contact, Lori Lemon at NAWBO.org, Lemon at NAWBO.org. And but note, you may see some white fabric on the backs of a few chairs that says reserved. We do that. Some seats in the front of the room for anyone who might be hearing or visually impaired. We'll have some toward the back for anyone who has any mobility challenges at the Eaton on Sunday and Monday. And if by any chance you need a scooter, if the walking might be a challenge on Tuesday, will you please contact us ahead of time? That's something we can help you with, but the best way to do that is ahead of time because it's a very busy time in the district. And if you haven't reserved one ahead of time, it may be a challenge once you get to the event. If you do have any dietary restrictions, if you noted them in your registration, I pass all that information along to the chef and the banquet team. Obviously, food will be labeled so that you know what it is and what it has in it. And we obviously work to provide options such as gluten-free, vegetarian, etc. But if there's any concern, or question or something that's really important for us to know, please let us know ahead of time. I can't try and do anything about something I don't know about. So please contact us. We want to make the event enjoyable for everyone. Okay, key reminders. Flying again these days, it's not as new as it was a year ago, but remember your real ID or your passport if you're flying. If you are driving, you're regional or local, note that it's only valet parking as, in many areas of the district, it's a challenge. The hotel does not have a lot of space. So it is $67 plus tax for overnight parking. You will be getting more details and and there will be a different know before you go training if you are part of the Advocacy Day group meetings. So that's, you'll hear more details on that from our partners and colleagues. I always say I always get cold. Some people are always roasting, but I always freeze in the hotels. So you may want a sweater or blazer just in case. I think a lot of them were kept a little bit cool. Already talked about comfortable shoes. And then I guess a shameless plug, but please, we will promote filling out the post-event survey, but we can only make the events better if we hear what you think. We want to know the things hopefully we did well, but the things we can improve upon. That helps us make our future national events even better. Okay, we're basically at the end. Here's, I think, one of the most important things, and I've said this on probably every Know Before You Go call, but I truly think it's critical. We realize everyone is busy. You, in most cases, have a business, you have a family, you're responsible for others, you've got lots going on in your life, but please be as present at the event as you can. You paid a lot of money to get here, and we want you to be able to take in all the valuable content. Even more importantly, connect with other members and non-members and fellow business owners. So be present, hopefully set aside your phone and a few other things for at least a little bit of time, and step out of your comfort zone. I think the best feedback we get is when people say, gosh, I sat down at the table with someone I didn't know, and now all of a sudden we're talking business or we're talking whatever, and I have not only a new friend, but again, maybe a new business lead. You never know. But certainly a wonderful NAWBO connection, and the support you find from your NAWBO sisters is unbelievable and unparalleled in my opinion. So do that to make the most of the event. As I said, next year, you could be looking at this picture and looking for yourself because you will be a part of what I do truly believe is one of our best events, especially and most important in terms of our purpose of advocating on behalf of all women business owners. So that's pretty much all I'm going to share. I'm going to share one more slide, and then if anyone has questions, great. If not, you can always email me at llemon@nawbo.org. But I do want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. Again, I've mentioned Bank of America and Wells Fargo are wonderful partners, but also to Meta, Verizon, Amazon, Gusto, Natural Allies, and then a number of both in-kind sponsors, our lanyard and badge sponsor, and travel partner. We've got some fantastic companies that we work with and we partner with, and we wouldn't be able to do this without them. And finally, just want to make you aware of one other thing, since we have you here or watching. The next event after NAWBO Days has just been put on the website, and this is going to be an amazing sort of boutique event, meaning it's limited the number of people who can attend, and it's going to be in Miami, Florida, in October, and it's on the Rise. Miami edition. So it's a new summit that we're putting together, and it has both content and also getting out an opportunity to get out into the community. So take a look for that on our website. And again, registration just opened there, so it will be limited. So if you're interested, please do sign up and think about that event later in the year. So I will go ahead and stop sharing and see, are there any questions that have popped up or anything else that we can answer? Don't know. I know Shelley just joined us. Shelley, I apologize. I might not have been able to see you in the waiting room when I was going through the presentation deck, but we have recorded this session, so you will be able to get a link and get this content as well.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And since you're here, though, please tell us where you are, if you're a NAWBO member, what chapter, and what your business is.
So I'm located in Tri-Cities, Washington, which is about 3 hours outside of Seattle and Portland. I'm kind of like a little triangle, right on the Columbia River. It's beautiful. I am a virtual member because I'm too far away from the Portland chapter, but maybe someday we'll have a Washington one. And I manage events for nonprofits. So work on a lot of big, large scale luncheons and celebration events for donors.
Outstanding. Well, that's wonderful. Well, we are so excited that you're coming to this event. As I mentioned to others, I think, it's always challenging to schedule these calls at times that work. So we do record them. And again, I think many will watch them after the fact. But does anyone have any other comments? Christina or Melanie, anything from the NAWBO side that you want to either add or clarify?
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly add that there will be a Know Before You Go email that we'll try to get out, if not by this Friday, by the start of next week at the very latest, but hopefully we can pull it together by this Friday. But it will have this recording as well as some other Know Before You Go details. And then also for Nadine and Shelley, because Michelle asked about this at the beginning of the call, so I just wanted to reiterate it, that if you are participating in Advocacy Day, there is a training to help support you for those Hill meetings, and that's tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, and that required a separate registration. So just wanted to flag you that that is a separate event specifically for Advocacy Day.
Fabulous. Wonderful, wonderful. Melanie, anything?
The only thing I would say is for those of you attending leadership training, There will be an action guide coming out. So keep an eye on your email and you will see that coming out to you.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Okay. All right. Anyone else have any last either questions or comments?
Just for clarification purposes, for the NAWBO days, the advocacy day where we take the picture on the step where we leave at 7:30, was
Yes.
the recommendation to check out early because we won't have transportation going back to the hotel? Or if you do check out early, where would you store your luggage if your plan is to go straight from the advocacy day to the airport? Because I think my flight leaves like around 3 o'clock that day.
So it's a good question. The challenge is that we can't bring suitcases and bags into Senate Hart building. I don't believe we've been able to bring them in before, and there is not a storage location there. Your best option might be to check out of the hotel early and leave your luggage there. Obviously, it means you have to go back. It's not super far away. Obviously, in DC traffic, I can't totally predict it, but that still may be your best answer, just because I don't know that there's going to be a great place to put it at once you get on Capitol Hill.
Okay, awesome. So I'm hearing check out early and ask them to store the luggage behind the check desk and then go back to the hotel and get the luggage and then head to the airport.
Yeah, I think that's probably your best bet, Nadine.
Okay, thank
So-
you.
Sure.
We're going to be at the Hart Building
The
for
Hart Senate building?
Hart Senate Building. Let me just do it because I think it says it's 1.9 miles.
From the hotel?
Uh-huh. And so just
Yeah,
double
and we
checking.
obviously it's going to be a fairly it's going to be obviously it's going to be rush hour, but I mean it's not too long a bus ride there. That's why an Uber back may not be too bad.
Yeah.
And then going straight from there to the airport most likely.
Yeah. But do you happen to know it is walkable though?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you want to
Okay.
walk, I enjoy walking. I've walked all the way back from the Capitol before, but that's quite a long walk.
Yeah.
So
That's I mean, at least that's an option if somebody's leaving their luggage
Sure.
and they really just don't want to deal with traffic.
it's a walkable city, which is wonderful. So.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I will let you all go. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for everybody who's going to watch this later. As always, we are thrilled to see you. These are some of our favorite events, and getting together in person is so wonderful. Again, the connections and support and fun that we have together is awesome. So have a great afternoon, and we will see you in DC very soon.
I just have, sorry, one quick question.
Oh, sure. Oh, absolutely.
For tomorrow's session, is there a link to that?
Yeah, let me put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
I think people got confused because both both us and the advocacy team both used Know Before You Go, like in the name of the event. So let me post it here for you.
Yep. Okay. Yep. I think I see you're adding it to the.
There you go. So if you click on that link, you can register for it.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Okay. Well, y'all have a great rest of your day. And again, we'll see you very soon in DC.